Now, this is the login page to ParalegalSpace. All of you should have received an email from me last week with your login information to the site. If you did not receive that email, if you did not see that email, please do check your spam folder. Hotmail emails are particularly bad at sending me straight to spam. Also, I've noticed that Gmail has been sending me to spam a lot lately, so that's not very nice because I know a lot of folks have Gmail emails. I have a Gmail email. In any case, if you did not receive your login email, if you do not see your login email, please check your spam folder. If you still do not see it, please let me know, and I am more than happy to resend that to you. But for all of you who did find that email in your inbox, let's log in. Okay, now this first page that we are looking at is your workspace, and there are only two things that you are going to need to do on your workspace. The first one is under the Account tab. This is where you will check to ensure that the email address we have programmed into the site is the one that you would like to use for program communications, but this is also where you can update your password. So click on Account, click on Modify Details, enter your current password, the one I sent you, create and verify a new password, and click on Update Details. Please also, while you're doing this, check to make sure your email address is correct. As we will discuss in a moment, we love to communicate via announcements. All sorts of automatic notifications are sent to you via the site, and those notifications can't get to you if we have the wrong email address programmed into the site. So please do check and make sure it is the one you would like to use. And then, of course, at your email, please make sure that your settings are such that paralegal emails are not going directly into spam. Okay, if you should ever have a login problem, if after you have changed your password, or even with the password I sent you, you attempt to log in and you receive an invalid login message, please do send me an email right away. I will be more than happy to update your login for you and assist you with your access. There is no forgot password button or link on the outside of the site. So please do send me a quick email. I will assist you with that. It is probably one of the easiest emails I get in life, and I certainly don't want you to be locked out of the site for any period of time, so just drop me a quick line. My email address, and this will be the first of many times that I share this evening, SVP, my initials, SVP at ParalegalSpace.com. So if you're ever locked out of the site, you receive an invalid login message, just drop me a line and I will take care of you. Now, the other thing that we are going to do on our workspace is under the Preferences tab, and this is where we are going to update our time zone. Now, this paralegal program is taught at universities around the country, and everybody is using the same paralegal space. So our tech team advised us that everyone needs to start off on the same time zone, and since they're on Mountain Time, they decided that we all needed to start off on Mountain Time. They're the only ones on Mountain Time, though. So to update our time zone, we'll click on Preferences and then click on Time Zone. Now, I'm on the East Coast. I work for the program developer. I'm not based directly at UT, so I'm on the East Coast. So US Eastern is where I need to be, but you all need to be on US/Central. US/Central. Now, it's important that you are on the correct time zone, as your assignments and your exams are going to be posted online on Paralegal Space. You will submit your work online on Paralegal Space, and they are set for due dates and times by which you need to submit your work. So you do want to be on the correct time zone so you're not shut out of submitting your work on time. So US/Central and then update preferences. Now I'm going to go back to US Eastern because that's what I need. Update preferences and then you're good to go. Those are the only things that you are going to have to do on your workspace. Everything else you will do for the program, you will do under the UTexas Fall 2016 link here at the top of the page. So basically what we're going to do this evening is we're going to go through each one of these tabs here on the left-hand side to ensure that you all understand everything that is available to you and how to navigate through it. Now, the first tab we're going to look at is the syllabus tab. This is pretty self-explanatory. We've already posted your main program syllabus, and I know that Xandra Gilmore at UT has emailed that directly to all of you as well. Please do review this, print it out, keep it close. It is your schedule for the entire semester. So you can see here on the left-hand side, you will find all of the reading, writing, exams, everything that you're going to do for essential skills from tomorrow until the bitter end. On the right-hand side, you are going to see the schedule for your various substantive classes, the schedule for the substantive classes. Your substantive instructors will be posting his or her own individual syllabi with their reading assignments prior to the start of class. For your tort law class starting on Thursday, that syllabus will be going up shortly, but I can tell you right now that if you were to read chapters 1, 2, and 3, you will be prepared for that class. If you do not yet have your tort law book, I will let you know once we get to the appropriate tab what you can do to prepare for that class, so don't worry about that. But please do take a look at this. You'll know exactly what you're doing tomorrow and at the very end. So certainly you can gauge your time accordingly. You'll know that during week 5, your first writing assignments will be assigned, and they will be due during week 7. So please do take a look at this. Make sure that you do all of your reading prior to attending class. If you have not yet received your essential skills manuals, you will find a direct link under the resources tab on the site. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But please do, again, keep this one close and note the various assignments, exams, scheduling issues, etc. Okay, as your substantive syllabi are posted, they will also be posted here under the syllabus tab. When a syllabus is posted, an automatic email notification will be sent to you letting you know it is available. Hence the need for your correct email address programmed into the site. Okay, para-student login, we are going to put that off until the very end. That is where you'll find all of your study support, but I get into that in a little bit more detail, so I like to save the best for last. Next one, announcements. As you can see, we do like to communicate with you via announcement. When an announcement is posted, you will see it here under Recent Announcements on the main page. You will also receive an email notification with the body of the announcement. If later on in the semester you would like to review announcements that were posted early on, if you'd like to review my welcome or Xandra's forms to bring to class announcement, you just have to click here in the Announcements tab and just bring up additional items via this drop-down box on the right-hand side. You will also see here there is an announcement for assignment, open date for practice assignment. We're going to talk about that once we get to the assignments tab. But whenever an assignment is posted on ParalegalSpace, you will see this open date announcement. Now, this announcement is not, as a matter of course, emailed to you directly by the site when it is posted. So while you will get the majority of announcements emailed to you as a notification, to your email address programmed into the site, please do, when you log on to ParalegalSpace, just take a glance over here to check out the announcements and make sure you have seen all of the most recent ones. Now, with that being said, I was asked by Xandra, who is unable to be with us this evening, but who will be with you live and in class tomorrow, to remind each one of you to bring the following 3 forms to class tomorrow, and I believe she sent an email out about this too, but please do bring the last page of the formula for success, which we are going to discuss at the end this evening. Please bring your enrollment agreement, and please bring your photo release form. That's so we can take your picture at graduation at the end of the semester. So those 3 things I was asked to remind you about. Okay, moving right along, gradebook. It is empty right now, but as you start submitting your work, as you start taking exams, of course your gradebook will fill up. As a grade is posted in your gradebook, you will receive a notification letting you know that it is there. So, gradebook all there for you. Resources. This is an area of the site where we post additional resources for you to assist you with the materials that you are learning. It is not the main area of study support for the site. That will be found under the Student Login, which we will get to at the end this evening. But please do click around under the Resources tab, as we have tons of stuff here for you right now. Forms for first day of class. There you go. There are your forms right there. Another copy of the formula for success, essential skills for paralegals folder, PowerPoints that go along with each one of the chapters in your essential skills books, contract law PowerPoints, there's a tort law folder, there's all sorts of stuff for you here. So please do click around in here and see what is available. We will, of course, be adding to this over the course of the semester, but please do take a look. Also, if you have not yet received your essential skills manuals, you will find a direct link right here under the resources tab. So you can do your reading of chapters 1 and 2 prior to class tomorrow night. Okay, assignments. All of your assignments will be posted on ParalegalSpace. You will submit your work on ParalegalSpace, and then your grade will, of course, be posted on the site. Now, when an assignment is posted, you will see under announcements, as we discussed earlier, let's go back to our list here, open date for such and such assignment. Now, when you see that announcement, that is your cue to click over here on the Assignments tab and click into the assignment. Now, this is, as the name states, a practice assignment. So you can all familiarize yourself with how to submit your work on ParalegalSpace. In the event you have any technical difficulties or we need to adjust any settings on either end, it's always easier to do that when we're not in the midst of an actual assignment or your assignment isn't due 5 minutes from now. So I always do respectfully request that students familiarize themselves with both the submission of assignments, and also I have a practice test posted under tests and quizzes, but please do familiarize yourself with both assignments and exams prior to actual exams and assignments, because again, it always is easier to deal with any issues that may come up. Obviously, if something comes up while you're submitting something, I'm more than happy to help you with that, but again, just please do work through the practice items that are posting here, just again, so you know what to expect when it really counts. Okay, so once the assignment has been posted, you will come into Assignments tab, click on the link for the assignment, and you'll see everything you ever wanted to know and then some about the particular assignment. Now, the first thing that you should pay very, very close attention to is the due date and time. Date and time. Now, again, this is a practice assignment. I've set the due date out until March. So obviously your actual assignments for the program will have a much shorter time frames under which you'll be working. But please, please, please do pay very close attention to the due date and the time. And again, this is where your time zone comes in. Now, if you were to attempt to submit a response to this practice assignment on March 1st at 5:01 p.m., you would find that your ability to make a submission would no longer be available to you. So that is why your time zone is so important. Your work is due when it is due in the program by the due date and time that is set out for you. Now, if you were in court and a judge were to set a motion schedule for you, If you did not submit your motion on or before the date set by the court, the judge isn't going to call you the next day and ask you where your motion is. He or she is simply going to rule against you, but worse, rule against your client. Even worse, you will have to explain to your client why they received an unfavorable ruling. So please do pay very close attention to your due dates. In the program they are important, but they are very important in the law. So please do pay attention to those due dates and times. Now, you'll find instructions for your assignments. And then when it's time to submit your work, you will both copy and paste your work into this text box right here, copy and paste, and also attach your assignment as a Word or PDF document. So you're going to submit it both ways, copy and paste and attach a document. Two things I see with students when they run into issues submitting assignments. Sometimes there will be extra code for once you copy and paste into this text box. I always copy and paste, or I always post anything on the site by first clicking in the paste as plain text or paste from Word tab up here in the toolbar. So to the extent that you are running into any issues with extra code or anything like that, please first click on one of these tabs and copy and paste your work into the box that pops up, and it will automatically move over. When you are attaching your document, it's just like attaching a document to an email, so no big deal there. Now, before you submit your work, you will click in the Honor Pledge box that you've neither given nor received aid on this assignment. All of your work is your own. There's no group projects, no working together, anything like that. And we will talk about that a little bit more when we get to the formula for success. And then you'll go ahead and submit your work. Now, once you click on the Submit tab, the next page that comes up will be a thank you for your submission type message. Now, if the site is thinking for a very long time and you don't get that message within a pretty quick, within a couple of seconds or so, if just your work is not loading and it's taking a long time to get that submission message, the one thing that tends to alleviate that issue is to switch browsers and try it again. So, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into the study support, but generally if you should run into any kind of slow loading time on the site, whether it be an assignment loading slowly or a file loading slowly within the study support, please do switch browsers. And again, we'll talk about that a little bit more. But once you click on the Submit tab, you will receive a thank you for your submission message. If you're not ready to submit right away, you can click on Preview and you can take a look at how it looks on our end. And you can also save it as a draft if you're not quite ready to submit your work right away. Just make sure that ultimately you do click on Submit and get your work in there on or before the due date. Now, it doesn't matter if you submit work as Word documents or PDF, as long as there is an attachment there. So certainly if one of your instructors has a particular request in regard to the format, they will let you know, but Word or PDF either is fine, whatever works for you, as long as something is attached. Okay, I will say one thing just so you know, just kind of an internal paralegal space thing. These little blue arrows here, they are kind of an internal back button on the site. So we want to get back to the page we were on directly before, so we can click on those little arrows. Now, if you ever would like some assurance that your assignment is submitted properly, you can click back into the Assignments tab here, and over here to the right of the link for the assignment, you'll see Status. And if your assignment has submitted without any problems whatsoever, you will see Submitted under the status. If you haven't started it, as I have not here, you'll see Not Started, of course. If something is in draft, you'll see it in draft, but this is where you'll be able to verify for yourself that your assignments have properly submitted. So please do give that a try at least once. You can do it as many times as you want. Again, just to familiarize yourself with how it all works. But certainly if you have any questions or problems as you are trying it out, please do reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to work with you so it is streamlined when it is time to submit your actual assignment. I should also note that for this practice assignment, you can do it as many times as you want and submit something multiple times. But for an actual assignment, when it's time to submit, you only get that one bite of the apple. So in the event you attach the wrong document or something else crazy happens, you will need to reach out to me to have that assignment reopened for an additional submission. Okay. Tests and quizzes, everybody's favorite. I'm joking, it's nobody's favorite, but it is part of the program. All of your exams will be done online on ParalegalSpace. You can expect your substantive class exams to open within a couple of days or so after the end of a particular substantive class, and the schedule is set out for the most part on your syllabus. When an exam is posted, we will post an announcement to let you know the exam is available to you. But all of your exams will be done online on the site. You will have a 1-week window within which you can complete your exam. So once you see the announcement, your tort law exam is now open, the window for your exam shall remain open until such and such a date and time. At any point during that window, you can take the exam. So whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you can go ahead and take the exam. Once you click into tests and quizzes and click on the link for the exam, you have to start it. So you'll have generally an hour. Texas procedures and your comprehensive exam are usually 2 hours, but all of your other exams will generally be an hour. But you only have one bite of the apple for that as well. So please do make sure you are 100% ready to take your exam once you click into the exam. You can't click in and start a couple questions and all of a sudden say to yourself, I really should have studied the elements of negligence a little bit more. There's only the one shot, so you can't start and go back out and start it again. So any point in time during the 1-week window, you can start your exam. The exams are all closed book unless you are otherwise notified in the exam announcement. Of course, it may seem counterintuitive to have a closed book exam when there are no proctors and no one's, standing over you and watching you take the test. But trust me when I say that the exams are structured in such a way that you will not complete the exam if you are busily leafing through your book looking for the answers. Once your 1 hour or whatever the time frame that's set out for the exam is up, the exam closes. So there are no further questions to be answered. It closes, and the site will auto-grade the questions that you have answered. So you will actually if you don't answer a question, if you leave questions blank, then you will get zeros on those questions. So it's definitely not in your best interest, and also a violation of the formula for success to not follow the exam directions regarding the taking of exams and closed book aspect of exams. Now, just like assignments, we've posted a practice exam that you can take as many times as you want to familiarize yourself with online exam taking. Again, a lot easier to troubleshoot any issues when it's not an actual exam. So please do feel free to take this one as many times as you would like as well. Unlike an actual exam, again, you can take it as many times as you would like, but please do take it at least once. Now, when you are ready to take any exam, you'll click into Tests and Quizzes and click on the link for the exam. The first thing you will see are the instructions for the exam, and then you'll go ahead and click on Begin Assessment. Now this is just a real quick 10-question exam. We are going to see this one through just so I can show you a couple of different functions in regard to online test taking. One thing, you'll see a countdown clock up here at the top. You can either keep that going to keep track of yourself, or if it is driving you insane, you can hide it, whatever works for you. So basically what you'll do is you'll read your question, you will answer it by clicking in the box to the left of the answer, and then you will click on Next to move it through to the next question. Going to answer it, move it to next. Now let's say you get to a question and you're not entirely sure that's the answer, but you don't want to waste a lot of time staring at it. You can mark it for review down here, mark for review, and we'll go back to it at the end and take a look at it again. So we'll click on next, just keep it moving, answering, clicking on next, answering, clicking on next, answering, clicking on next. Let's move all the way to the end of the exam. Seeing this through. Someday I will program it so all of the correct answers are in fact C. But until then, we've gotten to the last question, and so now we are faced with submit for grading, but we have marked that question for review, so we do want to take a look at it. Now, you don't have to click back through page by page through each question, because that would be annoying. This is only a 10-question exam, of course, but the rest of your exams will be for the most part 50 questions. Your comprehensive will be 100, so just get ready for that. But what we will do to get back to that question we marked for review is click on the table of contents link here at the top of the page, then click next to this arrow right here next to part 1, and the question that we have marked for review will have a little red question mark next to it. So any question you've marked for review will have either a red arrow if you did not answer the question, or if you've marked it for review, a little red question mark next to it. And what we'll do is it's a direct link, so we'll just click on the link and we'll go back and take another look at this question. Now I know this is wrong, I know this answer is wrong, so I am going to change my answer. I'm going to unmark it for review so it doesn't come up that I haven't taken a look at it yet. And then to lock in my answer, I'm going to click Save this time. Save, not Next, because Next is just going to take me to the next question, and then I'm going to be in just a never-ending clicking through the exam. I'm going to click Save to lock in my answer, and then I'm going to go back to the table of contents, see if I have any more questions marked for review, which I know we don't. And I am now going to submit for grading. Now the site's going to ask if you're sure, and yes, of course we're sure, so submit it for grading. And this is the thank you for your submission message, very similar to the thank you for your submission message you will receive when you have successfully submitted an assignment. Okay, now as the site auto-grades all of your exams unless there are short answer or citation questions, and then your instructors will have to manually grade those. But to the extent you have just finished an exam that is all multiple choice and all true-false questions, the site will auto-grade that exam for you, and you will immediately see your exam score in your gradebook. So you go to your gradebook and you'll see your score. But the day after the exam window closes, if you come back into Test and Quizzes, you can take a look at feedback for the exam. You can review the entire exam. Now, for this practice exam, again, you can take it as many times as you want. It gives you a score just so you can see how things are scored on ParalegalSpace, but it doesn't count for anything, and this one does not go to your gradebook. But you can see here by clicking on the feedback link, and again, under submitted assessments, the morning after the exam window closes, come in here and click on feedback, and you can review the entire exam. So you can see what you got right, see what you got wrong, and take it from there. So again, you can take this practice exam as many times as you would like. I would encourage you to take it at least once, again, to familiarize yourself with online testing. I am always happy to troubleshoot if you run into any kind of technical issue in the middle of an exam, but certainly if there is an issue with your settings that we need to work on or anything like that, it's always easier to find that out again during the practice exam prior to an actual exam than in the midst of an actual exam. So please do give this a whirl at least once and let me know if you run into any issues. Okay, Westlaw and Lexis. Everybody's always so excited to get their Westlaw and Lexis codes. These will be provided to you 2 to 3 weeks after your start date. They will be posted in your Dropbox on ParalegalSpace when they are available. We'll talk about the Dropbox in a minute. I will also post an announcement when they are available, letting you know they are there. Now, when your Lexis codes are generated, you will get an email directly from Lexis letting you know what your login is and also what your temporary password is. Once you receive that Lexis email, you'll know that you're going to get your Westlaw registration key any minute. I will put both the Westlaw login and the Lexis login into a Word document for you and post it in your Dropbox within a day or so after you receive that Lexis login. So you can be on the lookout for that. Again, I'll post an announcement letting you know when both are available. Generally 2 to 3 weeks after your start date, you will receive your legal research codes. Lexis will be good, Westlaw will be good for the duration of the program, and Lexis will be good for 1 year from your start date. So even when the program is over, you will still be able to research via Lexis. They are substantially similar, but it is important to familiarize yourself with both because you don't know what you're going to get in practice. Westlaw and Lexis also have amazing tutorials and training on the respective sites, so we do strongly encourage you to work through some of the training and look at little videos and such, and just the educational resources available to you on the respective sites as you are getting comfortable with both of those research databases. Okay, let's talk about Dropbox right now since that kind of flows naturally from Westlaw and Lexis. When your codes are available, I will post them in your Dropbox here on ParalegalSpace. Now, your Dropbox is just for you. It's a place for us to leave documents for you. It's also a place where you can save documents for yourself. If you see a template online that you really like and you want to keep it close at hand, you can put it in your Dropbox. Only you know what's in your Dropbox, so please don't submit your assignments in your Dropbox. That happens a handful of times over the semester. The reality is the only thing that we're really going to leave for you in your Dropbox are your Westlaw and Lexis codes. Use it to the extent that you would like. Please just don't submit your assignments in your Dropbox. Whenever anything is posted in your Dropbox, you will get an email notification letting you know it is there. So, over the years, I've occasionally had students tell me, I submitted my assignment and I didn't get a grade, but I submitted it in my Dropbox. And it's like, well, yeah, we didn't know it was there because it's in your Dropbox. So use it how you see fit, but please do not submit assignments there or post assignments there because you'll be the only one who knows that your assignment is posted there. Okay, messages. This is an internal email function on ParalegalSpace. If you do not have close at hand or you do not know the email address for either one of your administrators, your instructors, or a fellow student, this is a great way to get in touch with them. All of your administrators and instructors will share with you their preferred email address. Mine is svp@paralegalspace.com. But you will find out everybody's email address, and sometimes you may not have it close at hand, but you want to write to us. So you can do so via the Messages tab. Now, 2 caveats in using this tab on ParalegalSpace, and we'll show you that right now. In composing a message, pretty self-explanatory, you will click on the Compose Message link. Now, all participants is everybody who has access to the site. Instructor role, obviously all your instructors. Student role, all of the students. Now, you can click on an individual student that you would like to write to, If you would like to write to more than one student, click on the Control key and then highlight that next student's name. So Sherry and Dave, you are on the hook right now. The first caveat I would like to share with you is please, 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 I honestly can't stress this enough, please always click in this box right here. Send a copy of this message to a recipient's email address. This, of course, is where the email address programmed into the site comes into play again. But when you click in this box, this also self-explanatory, and you send your message, your recipient will receive a copy of that message to the email that they have programmed into the site. This will ensure that they see your message right away and they know about it right away. Now, I am on the site pretty much every day, almost every day. All of you, I would hope, I do hope, will be on the site every day. Your instructors will probably not be on the site every single day. So if you need immediate attention in regard to something, if you need immediate assistance, certainly you want your recipient to know that you need something, that you need their help with something. So please do click in this box. If you do not, your recipient will not know he or she has a message unless and until the next time they log into the site and affirmatively click on messages and check their messages. So you don't want your message to go unanswered. You don't want it to go unseen. You want your recipient to know that a message is there. The second caveat is that when your recipient receives a message via the Messages tab, copied to their email address, the sender is going to be postmaster@paralegalspace.com. So they're not going to be able to reply directly to you from their email. They will have to log into the site to reply to you via the Messages tab. But they'll know that there's a message there. They'll know that you need something. They'll know exactly what's going on, what your questions are, what's happening, and then be able to respond to you. So those are my two caveats. And again, I'm going to follow up in announcements about this and other things we've talked about tonight. But the rest of it is pretty self-explanatory. Just type a subject like any other email, type your message in the text box, and go ahead and send. So please do feel free to use this as you would like. Again, your instructors will be giving you their preferred email addresses or the email addresses where they can easily be found. But this is always an option and pretty simple to use, especially if you don't recall the email of the person you would like to write to or don't know it. Okay, chat room. This is for you all to use or not use as you see fit. Some classes get in the chat room right away and start talking about the law in class and study groups and such. Other classes don't ever use the chat room. I had one class that used the chat room solely to plan where they were going to have drinks every Thursday night after class. So you can use it as you see fit. It really is a nice way to just kind of chat with each other and blow off some steam sometimes. And you're all in this together, and the law can be, the law's the law. So sometimes it can be a little frustrating to learn. Sometimes you'll really get into it and it'll be just like, just like in Law and Order. Other times, you really just want to kind of bemoan your fates. So it's nice to develop that that community and chat about things in the chat room if you would like. The only thing we ask is don't go crazy in the chat room. We had a student in another program go absolutely crazy in the chat room once, and I was really the only person who found any humor in it. Nobody else did, so please don't do that. It's also a violation of the Code of Conduct, so under the formula for success, so please do use the chat room for good and not for evil. Study support help. This is just another area of the site where you can find additional help. Sometimes these flash files can be a little temperamental, so if you click on the arrows, everything will come up as it should. But basically, you will find under Contents, and it's going to load right now, a series of legal terms that you may need more assistance on. So you can click on one of them, and over here on the right-hand side, you will receive an explanation of this particular term or concept. Under search, you can enter something that you would like to search. So let's say hearsay that I'm spelling incorrectly. And then everything relevant to hearsay will come up, and same thing, you can click on the link and get an explanation over here on the right-hand side. And then finally, glossary. This is kind of a little online legal dictionary, so you can click on the term you want to look up and get a definition down here below. So again, just an additional level of support for you. All right, textbook orders. This is where you can find book ordering information. Your essential skills for paralegals bundle is a required purchase through the program, because it also includes technology fees for the website, Westlaw and Lexis. If you do not yet have your books, as I mentioned, you can find a direct link under the Resources tab. If you are seeking tracking information for your books, just drop me an email, again, svp@paralegalspace.com, and I can pull tracking information, UPS tracking information for you. Now, of course, you are starting tort law this week, so you will need that book as close to Thursday as possible. All of your essential books you can order anywhere you would like, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, new, used, Nook, Kindle, you can rent them, whatever works for you. I will note that the contracts book, for some reason, Amazon has a 2 to 4 week ship date these days. So if you would like to purchase your books, your contract law book on Amazon, there does seem to be a delay in the shipment of those books. So you may want to get a head start on that one. Just an FYI, because I've been ordering contracts books left and right and have been told, oh, those books won't arrive for 4 weeks. So that's been fun. These books, of course, other than contracts, if you don't want to run into, if you want to order from Amazon new and you don't want to run into that issue, you do not have to order them right away. Of course, you're not going to start contracts for several weeks. You're not going to start procedures for about 4 weeks, so you don't have to get everything at once if you do not want to. But I did want to give you a heads up about the lag time on the contracts shipments via Amazon. Now, if you don't have your tort law book yet for Thursday, that's okay. One of the, I don't know if we have the tort law. I don't actually think that we have those posted. Your instructor will post prior to class the PowerPoint for tort law, but once we get into the study support for your class, I'll show you what you can do to get ready for that tort law class on Thursday if you do not yet have your books. Okay. Next, we are going to look at probably one of the most important, if not the most important tab for you on the site, and that is the Parastudent Login. And this is where you can find study support for all of your classes, essential skills, torts, and contracts. Now, we don't have the same formal study support for Texas procedures as we do for your other classes, as the Texas procedures curriculum is developed by your individual instructors, but they will assist you by posting additional resources for you, either via the resources tab or via an announcement, so please do be on the lookout for that. But for essentials, torts, and contracts, this is where you will find resources to assist you working through those materials. Now, you will register as UT Paralegals when the first time you are logging into the study support, and then all of your support will be tracked. All the time that you spend in the support will be tracked. So what this means, and please do take a look at these facts about the tracking module, you are quote-unquote required to log 260 hours within the study support in addition to your time in the classroom. Now, when I say this to in front of a class of students, sometimes people's mouths will drop open and they'll look at me like I'm crazy, like I already have, a job and I'm doing, I'm doing all of these other things, and, I have a family and I have kids, and how am I going to log 260 hours? Well, number one, the time is going to go by faster than you think. I've already logged tons of time in the study support, and I'm not even working through the study support. It will go by much faster than you think, but also there are incredible resources available to you within the support, so you want to work through it. It builds upon what you're learning in class. It enhances what you're learning in class. There are mock exams and quizzes. You can review everything. It's there for you. You get out of the program what you put into it. So we do find that the students who regularly utilize the support in conjunction with their reading and classroom lectures are the ones who do the best in the program. And adding the tracking module to the support is something that the various universities that offer the program asked us to do several years ago, because we found that, you know, when students were having problems in the program, we were having a hard time pinpointing what we all could do to help them to do better. And one of the things that that we were asked to do was add this tracking module so that we could determine how much time are students putting in outside of the classroom in working through this support. Again, it's here for you. It is really, really helpful. It's a great review. It's a great way to pinpoint, you know, what you're experts on already, what you may not know so much about yet, and certainly assist in understanding the material. Now, learning the law can be like learning a foreign language. In learning a foreign language, you know, practice makes perfect, and it is the same thing in the law. You're going to be faced with a lot of terms and concepts and such that are going to seem completely foreign to you, and you know, it's only through kind of time and patience and your own hard work that it will all start to click and sink in. So working through the study support definitely helps make that happen. All right, with all that being said, let's log into the study support. And I should say that when I say the 260 hours is quote unquote required, it is required in the same way that coming to class and listening to and participating in the lectures and submitting your work on time and such are required. It's not a program completion requirement. As far as, you know, if we were to look at the number of hours you logged at the end of the semester and you had 259 hours, you know, we wouldn't say, oh, I'm sorry, you're an hour short, you can't graduate. We'll talk about the program completion requirements when we get to the formula for success, but the bottom line is, you know, the support is here for you. Log in when you are reading, when you are researching, when you are writing, whenever you're doing anything for the program. Log into the support to get those hours. Work through the support that we're going to take a look at in a moment, but don't be hyper-focused on your clock, on your number of hours. If for some reason you feel that the site is not accurately reflecting your time spent in the study support, let me know and I'll take a look. We can manually add hours on this end. The bottom line is don't get hyper-focused on the hours. What you should be focused on is learning the material, understanding the material, getting that material to sink in. That should be your focus. And when that is your focus, your hours will build up. So anyway. All right, now my diatribe is over. All right, so the first time you log into the support, you're going to click on this blue lock and you're going to register as a UT paralegal. So we'll click here to register. You're going to enter your name and your email. So many of these going on right now. So let's do utexasfall.com. Set up my password. All right, select university, Texas at Austin, and now selecting your program. This is important. You want to select the correct program to ensure that you are receiving the proper support for your course. So here, UT Austin 2016 Fall on Campus. Please, please, please select this. Now, if you have already set up your study support and you chose a different section, do not worry, all is not lost. Just drop me a line and let me know and I can switch you on this end. But please do ensure, if you have not already signed up for the study support, that you sign up for fall 2016, and if you have signed up and chose the wrong section, all is not lost. Just drop me a line and I will switch you over. All right, agree to the terms and conditions, register, and then go ahead and log in. So SVP at utexasfall.com, logging in. Okay, and log in. Okay, so One of the first things you can do when you are logging into the site or at some point thereafter is click on website features and take a look at all the features, how you can use the study support on your iPad, how things work, etc. Just all the kind of tech details of the study support. But up here at the top of the page you will see the various links for your classes. So let's click on Essential Skills. And you will see that your Essential Skills materials, and you'll also see this, I'm just going to click back out to the syllabus real quick. The materials in Essential Skills are broken down by segment. So you can see here on the syllabus that when you're starting off this first day tomorrow, this first week of class, you are in segment A. Now segment A is volume 1 of your Essential Skills Manual, chapters 1 through 6. So basically when you are working through the materials on the site, you are going to work through by segment. So you'll see what segment you are in on the syllabus, but when you are clicking into the support and you click on the tab for a particular segment, one of the first things you'll see, and just double check to make sure you're in the right segment, is what this segment covers. So here we are, segment A, volume 1, chapters 1 through 6. Segment B goes to, we skip around a little bit, we get into the next volume, volume 2, chapters 1, 2, and 3. So please be sure that you are working in the proper segment for what you are doing in class. Now what we recommend is that you do the reading prior to class, go to class, listen to and participate in the lectures, and then work through the corresponding study support. As I mentioned before, it builds upon what you are learning in class. It is a great review. It enhances what you are learning in class. And again, it really helps to just sort of solidify and help you understand these terms and concepts that you may have heard of before, you may use every day if you're already working in the law, or maybe completely new and foreign to you. So the first time you log into the support for a particular segment, take a look at the Getting Started information here in the middle. But basically what you're going to do is just work through the support for every single section within each chapter all the way down until you hit the end of the chapter, the segment support. Now, at the end of each segment and at the bottom, underneath the last chapter that you've worked through, you'll see some additional links. The first one is the segment wrap-up. This is where you will find the first series of practice quizzes and tests you can take to test yourself on the material and make sure you understand it. You will also find a mock exams link, again, an additional series of exams that you can take as many times as you want, these segment wrap-up exams and mock exams as many times as you want. They're not graded, they're just for you. We don't see them, just they're there to assist in your review and in your understanding of the materials. So please do feel free to work through the various exams and tests, etc., as many times as you would like. You will also see an additional link here underneath your chapter support where you've been. This is a convenience for you. If you would like to use where you've been, this is where you can track yourself to make sure that you've worked through all of the support here available to you. So if you have worked through the support for a particular segment, you will see a little green dot next to that support. If you have not, you will see a red dot. So again, this is just for your convenience if you would like to keep track this way. If you would like to use it, you please do ensure that cookies are enabled on your computer. Otherwise, you will not see your red and green dots, or you won't see your green dots. It's more accurate. So your computer can keep track of where you have been. Now once you get comfortable in segment A, the rest of the segments are set up in the same way. So you will be experts by the time you get to segment F, and you can do this walkthrough for me next semester. Okay, your substantives. Torts and contracts. The support for both torts and contracts is password protected, so the first time you log on, you will be prompted to enter these credentials right here. Right here, they're directly above. Secure login now required. Username paralegal and password student for the substantive support. So here we are. It's already in there because I've logged into this so many times. And your support will load. Basically what you will do is click on the tab for whatever chapter you are working on, and the support will load. I don't want to resume where I left off. I would like to start from scratch. And basically you will, once it, oh good lord, there we go. Once it loads, you will take a look and work through each one of the tabs here on the left-hand side. For each chapter, there is a chapter quiz. So just like the quizzes in Essential Skills, you can test yourself on these materials. Now, if you do not yet have your books for tort law and would like to prepare for class on Thursday, you can take a look at the chapter outline for each chapter as soon as you click on the link. That will be the first thing that comes up. So you can at least familiarize yourself with the materials that you'll be reviewing in class. Now, to access the non-flash version of the study support, so for anybody who has a Mac, Apple hates Flash, probably vice versa, so you'll want to utilize the non-Flash version. You can find a link directly up here to access PDF versions of the exact same support. Not as flashy and fun, but you know what, really we're just getting down to substance at this point. You just want the materials. Now, one of the main issues that I hear from students when they are clicking into the support, and we just saw it right now, they will click on the tab and they will see this spinning wheel. It has a name, but I reject it. Spinning wheel just seems so much more descriptive. That spinning wheel, as you can see, should only spin for a couple of seconds and then the support should load. If the spinning wheel spins forever, that's a problem. It's not an insurmountable problem, but it just means that your system is having a hard time loading the files. Sometimes I'll get emails to the effect of, I've been trying to access, the tort law study support, and the spinning wheel has been spinning for 25 minutes and nothing is loading. Well, I mean, don't let anything spin for 25 minutes. Like, it should load, as you saw, within a couple of seconds. So the best way to fix that is to switch browsers. I'm not 100% sure why that always works, but it does. I use Chrome to access ParalegalSpace, but when I run into a conflict, I switch over to Firefox. Really, whatever you're using, whatever you want to switch to is fine, but a browser switch tends to fix the issue whenever files are not loading quickly. So the tort law, again, just like Essentials, once you get comfortable in Chapter 1, you'll be experts by the time you get to Chapter 14, and the contract law support is set up in the exact same way. All right, 3 more labs to tell you about before we talk about the formula for success. Under Labs on Demand, the first lab we're going to take a look at is the Legal Research Lab. Now, if you went to an information session, you may remember the Law Library Lab that we have tons of slides about. Law Library Lab is where you can familiarize yourself with the types of materials you will find in an actual law library or online on Westlaw and Lexis prior to using either of them. So when you click into the law library, you can click on one of the books in the stacks. The site will find that book for you, and over here on the right-hand side, you can click on the various links, take a look at the book, and learn everything you wanted to know about this book and then some. So learn about these materials, how you will use them in your legal writing, whether they are primary authority, secondary authority, but certainly a great start as you are beginning legal research. You will also find, under the Legal Research Labs, you'll find direct links to both Westlaw and Lexis. As I mentioned when we were talking about both of those databases earlier, please do utilize the various tutorials and educational resources available on the respective sites. Westlaw and Lexis have done a really wonderful job putting together resources for you and in really manageable formats too. You know, maybe like a 5-minute video they'll have posted regarding searching for statutes, something like that. So really manageable, really really easy to use, really great tutorials on the various sites. So please do utilize those. The Legal Writing Labs, this is where you will find templates for all of your writing assignments. Your Essential Skills instructors will also post additional templates for you to work off of. Now, click on the link for Texas Legal Writing Labs. There's no reinventing the wheel in the law. In addition to working with the program developer and being our program coordinator for the various programs around the country, I am also a practicing attorney in New York City. And while I used to be able to say I could count on one hand the number of documents I have written from scratch, I've been practicing for almost 16 years now, so I would have to say I could count on 2 hands the number of documents I've started completely from scratch. We use templates for everything. If I have drafted a suppression motion 6 months ago and I have to do a new suppression motion today, I'm going to take that old one, I'm going to take out the old facts, I'm going to put in the new ones, I'm going to check out the law to make sure it's still good, update it to the extent necessary, and then I'm done. I have a nice motion. So with that in mind, we have templates for you, and your instructors will provide you with additional templates to take a look at over the course of the semester. Upon working in the Legal Writing Labs here, you will click on whatever document you are working on, take a look at the template, and then over here on the right-hand side, you can choose your document in the first drop-down box, listen to an audio lecture about it, and directly below it, take a look at a step-by-step guide to ensure you are including the various components you need to include in that document. So again, no reinventing the wheel here. Please do utilize the various templates both on the site and posted for you by your instructor. Certainly it's always great to have a point of reference, especially if you've never seen these documents before, you've never drafted anything like it. So you want to have a starting point, jumping off point, and you will have that with your various templates. And then finally, citation labs. Just kind of put this one in your back pocket for now. Know that when you get to the study of citations in Essential Skills, this is where you can practice reading and writing both state and federal citations. Now, citations are that series of letters and numbers that you will see after a case name. It's kind of the address of a case. You need to be able to read them properly so you know exactly when you take a look at it whether that case is primary authority, if it's from your jurisdiction, whether it's mandatory authority for your court, whether it is just persuasive authority because it's outside the jurisdiction. Also, when you are writing, you want to ensure that you are including proper citations for the court, that you are writing them down properly, that you are noting them properly. If a judge, or more likely the judge's law clerk, wants to take a look at the case that you have cited, you want to make sure that you have the proper citation, because if you do not, they are not going to do your homework for you. They're just not going to read that case. So again, put this one in your back pocket that there is a lab here to assist you with citations. Okay, that is the site. We're going to talk about the formula for success now. Obviously, if you have any site questions, please do feel free to type away and we'll go through things. I will answer them for you. Again, I'm going to be following up with additional announcements about, you know, everything that we went through tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to be posting just kind of an odds and ends announcement about some things, and I will be posting very specific instructions regarding the study support, registering for it, and how to use it and how to navigate through it, etc. So do please be on the lookout for that. hope you won't feel bombarded by it, but certainly, we want to make sure that you are well supported and that you understand all of the resources available to you. So with that being said, let's take a look under resources. Formula for success. I actually like to call it the recipe for success. It was very hard for me tonight to say formula each time. I had to consciously think to myself, it's formula, not recipe. I like to call it recipe. I don't know if UT likes that I call it that much, but that is life. So basically what we're going to do is go through just kind of the high points of the formula for success. Certainly we posted it on the site for you, was it last week? Asked you to take a look at it. It's posted several different places. I know Xandra has sent it to you, and also we are going to, and Xandra has already asked you to sign this final page right here, the acknowledgement page, that you have read the formula, you understand, you accept its terms, and you will adhere to them. So certainly we would expect that you would read something we are asking you to sign. Please always read anything you're going to sign. So we're only going to hit some of the high points of the formula tonight. We're not going to go through it word for word. In the first couple of pages, you will see various book information, which you can also find on the site via the textbook orders link. Also, the various university policies. Please do familiarize yourself with these policies. If you have any questions about anything specific to University of Texas, please do reach out to Xandra Gilmore, your program coordinator there. If you have any questions about the website, about materials, about assignments, about exams, anything like that, please do reach out to me and I will be happy to assist you. And if you don't know who to reach out to, you can reach out to both of us. I don't know what the parking deal is at University of Texas at Austin, but Xandra will, so I will forward your email along to Xandra if you ask about that. Although I do love coming to UT Austin. It's quite fun there. Anyway. In reviewing the code of conduct, again, we are going to just hit some of the high points here. Starting off with Rule 2, attendance. You are required to attend class. If you miss more than 25% of your essential skills class, you will not pass essential skills. You have essential skills for the entire semester, every Tuesday over the course of the semester. So you really have to make kind of a conscious effort to miss enough classes to fail essential skills. You will be asked to sign in at each class, so we do pay attention to your attendance. If you, or if it looks to be that you are running afoul of the attendance policy, Xandra will reach out to you and let you know about that. So please do come to class. If something comes up and you cannot attend class, listen, we understand people get sick, you have childcare issues, you have to work late sometimes, things happen. Please do communicate with that with us, communicate it to us, whether it be directly to your instructor, to Xandra, to myself. Please do let us know that you are unable to attend class on a certain night, and we will mark that as an excused absence. So please do just communicate with us when there is an issue. Excuse me. Now, all of your instructors are practicing attorneys in the Austin area. It has occasionally happened, I know traffic in Austin can be pretty tough sometimes. It has occasionally happened when an instructor is running late. If that should be the case, we will either send someone into the classroom and let you know that they are running late, or we'll post an announcement on ParalegalSpace, but we will certainly communicate that with you as quickly as possible. If half an hour of class has gone by and you have not received some communication or some message from someone somewhere, you can leave at that point. But that actually has never happened. So please do, if your instructor is not there, we will let you know. But please do stick around and listen until you hear something or 30 minutes goes by. If you have to miss a class, you are responsible for receiving notes, etc., or speaking to your instructor, so please do make all appropriate arrangements. Now, as far as your writing assignments and due dates for your work are concerned, we already talked about that when we were talking about assignment due dates. Your work is, of course, due when it's due. All assignments must be submitted in line, copied and pasted, and attached as a Word or PDF document on ParalegalSpace. Now, there is a grace period. There is a 1-week grace period for your work. However, if you choose to submit your work within that 1-week grace period, there will be a points deduction. So for essential skills, there will be a reduction of 10 points. On the first late assignment, 20 points on the second, and your third late assignment will not be accepted. For your substantive classes, for the most part, there will be just one writing assignment. So if it is late, if it is submitted during that 7-day grace period, there will be a reduction of 20 points. So please do submit your work on time. If you are going to be late submitting your work or you feel that you are not going to be able to submit it within that grace period, again, please communicate with us. We aren't going to chase you for your work. You are responsible for submitting things on or before the due date, and if you have a problem, let us know. If you have not submitted work when it is due, we're simply going to post a 0 in your gradebook. So please do take responsibility for the due dates and get everything in when you need to. Now, all of your work shall be prepared as you would prepare any assignment anywhere. Type it, put your name on it, number your pages double-spaced. Please do keep hard copies of all of your essential skills assignments. You are going to put those in your client file folder, and for those of you who have already received your essential skills manuals, that is the blue file folder that came in that package. You are going to put those documents in your client file folder, and your essential skills instructor will collect those folders at the end of the semester and take a look at them. Please also just retain electronic copies of all of your work. I had an incident once where a student did not copy and paste her final assignment into the text box and then attached the wrong document. So when I reached out to her a couple days after the program ended, but before all grades were in, and asked her to resubmit, she advised me that she had deleted everything for the paralegal program because it was over, and didn't have her assignment to submit. So I mean, that's fine. You can do what you will with your electronic files once the program is over and grades are in. However, she then needed to prepare her final assignment from scratch for submission, or she would not complete the program. So please do keep electronic copies of everything. Grades for both your substantives and your essential assignments will be posted within 14 days after submission. As I mentioned before, your exams will be auto-graded by the site, so those grades will be posted as soon as you complete an exam. You will be able to access your grade in your gradebook. If there are short answer or citation questions, those will be manually graded by your instructor 1 week from the exam completion date. Now, as far as grading is concerned, there are several program components. For essential skills, you have 2 components, the essential skills writing and exams. You need to pass both the writing and the exam component in essential skills with a 70% or higher, both of them, 70 or higher. If you write like Hemingway and receive a 100% in essential skills writing, but you aren't the best exam taker and you receive 50% cumulative on your exams, you will not pass essential skills. So 70 or higher for both. Within the what makes up your exam grade, you will take a Volume 1 exam, which covers the material in Volume 1 in the Essential Skills Manuals and counts for 25% of your grade. Volume 2 counts for 25%, and then the comprehensive counts for 50%. As far as your writing assignments are concerned, you will find the breakdown of how each assignment is weighted here on the bottom of page 5. Again, 70% or higher for both. For each one of your substantive classes, you will have one short writing assignment worth 25%, class participation is worth 25%, and your final exam will be worth 50%. Again, 70% or higher in each. You are also required to attend a 3-day career series. You need to attend for all 3 days. Failure to attend a day of class will result in a 0 for participation in that day. So you need to get a 66% participation grade for the career series or higher in order to pass the program and successfully complete the career series. And the career series is really helpful, so you'll want to go to that anyway. In the event there are any issues, you will be given an opportunity to resit. Xandra is really good at communicating with everybody in the event you are running into any problems, and it looks as if you may not successfully pass a program or a course. Xandra will reach out to you to discuss your options for resitting. Using the site, we already talked about that as we went through everything. Please do use it. It is there for you. It is helpful. You're going to want to work through it. Again, you get out of the program what you put into it, so please do utilize all of the resources available to you. Please do regularly check announcements. Read our announcements. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself when I announce. It's okay. I tend to go on and on at times, as you may have noticed, but please do pay close attention to the announcements that we're posting to you. We are conveying information that's important. Again, chat room, be nice to one another and all of us. If you have any technical issues on the site, please do just send me a direct email, svp@paralegalspace.com. You can also use the report a problem link in the bottom of each page within the support. I will get those as well, but svp@paralegalspace.com, I will get those immediately. All right, when communicating with your instructors and admins, you can expect to receive a response within 72 hours from the time you have emailed. All of your instructors, again, and administrators will give you their preferred contact information, but please do give us a chance to get back to you. Again, all of your instructors are practicing attorneys. I am coordinating several other paralegal programs, and I am also a practicing attorney, and your admins at the university on campus have other programs that they are running. So just like you guys are doing other things outside of the classroom, so are we. So please do give us a chance to respond to you. You will generally receive a response faster than the 72-hour turnaround time, but again, just give us a chance to respond before you follow up. And then finally, these last two rules, I always hate discussing in a quote-unquote room full of adults, but I have to do it because things have come up over the years. Ethics and plagiarism, again, as we discussed earlier, all of your work is your own, no group projects, nothing like that. If we determine that a written assignment is plagiarized, you will receive a 0 for the first offense. Second offense, you will not pass that program component. In the third offense, we will respectfully request you leave the program. It's come up in a couple different ways over the years, not necessarily at UT Austin, but just in general. We had 2 students once submit the exact same assignment. They simply changed their names at the top of the page. I'm not sure who they thought they were fooling, but we caught on to that one pretty quick. Another plagiarism issue is be careful when you are citing from an outside source, whether it be a case, whether it be an article that you've read, wherever you are citing from, please be sure you are properly citing your sources. You can copy and paste a whole page from the internet if you want, but just let us know that there's an outside source. Properly cite to it. Don't pass it off as your own work. We had a student one time copy and paste from the internet and did not cite to her source, passed it off as her own work. Unfortunately, she was copying and pasting from a British legal website, so she wasn't even on the right track there. But please do properly cite your sources, cite your work. Also, please adhere to all of the rules that are set out for you in taking exams. Again, if we say it's a closed book exam, please keep your book closed. You'd be surprised. I've actually caught on to a couple instances, even though we're not, no one's proctoring you. A couple of times it has come up where we have been able to discover that a student or students were not following the rules in regard to exams. So please do follow all rules set out for you. And then finally, professionalism. Again, I really hate having this conversation with adults, but I mean, it has come up. Please be professional, be respectful to one another. I've heard all of the lawyer jokes out there. Trust me, I've heard them all. However, it is a profession where there are a code of ethics that lawyers are expected to adhere to, and those trickle down to their paralegals. So it is an ethical profession despite all of the jokes. Please be respectful to one another, to your instructors, to your administrators, to your fellow students. Treat others as you would like to be treated. And that is that. So you, again, as I mentioned early on, you are being asked to sign this last page 9 that acknowledge you have read the formula for success, the recipe for success. Again, they like it when I say that. And the code of conduct, that you acknowledge it, you accept its terms. You're asked to turn that in to Xandra Gilmore in class tomorrow night. That is our walkthrough this evening. So if anybody has any questions, please do feel free to start typing them away. As I've mentioned probably more times than you would care to hear me mention, we'll be following up with announcements for much of what we went through this evening, if not all of what we went through this evening, so you can expect to see those starting tomorrow and over the course of the semester. I will be posting a link to this recording under the resources tab tomorrow, so for better or for worse, you can listen to me all over again. And just in general, we're all available for you. We want you to have a great semester. We want you to learn a lot. We want you to have fun. Don't get bogged down in the little details. If you're having a tech issue, just reach out to me and I'm happy to help. If you're having an issue on campus, reach out to Xandra and she's happy to help you. We want you to focus on the important things, and that's learning and understanding the law, not the little things that we can easily assist you with. So please do feel free to reach out to us. Once again, my email is svp@paralegalspace.com. I don't see any questions coming in, so if that is the case, I'm going to proclaim myself the best walkthrough ever. Oh, here we go. Thank you. I got to thank you. I thought a question was coming in. I'm going to proclaim this the best walkthrough ever, and thank you all for your time and attention. And you know what? Have a really great time in class tomorrow. It's the start of a very busy semester. It's going to be the start of a wonderful semester. You have spectacular instructors. You're in such good hands, and you're going to have such a great time. It's going to be busy. You're going to want to pull your hair out sometimes, and that's okay. That's how it is in the law. But, work hard, have fun, and, I will see you online on ParalegalSpace. So thank you so much for your time and attention this evening, and have a great first class, and I'll see you online. All right, good night, everybody. Thank you.